Welcome back to the Tiberium Hangar. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with a weekly news and review for October 25th, 2020. We had this little TFCon online going on this weekend. When I talk about some of the reveals, I'm glad that we didn't really have a true third-party panel because it would have been very disappointing, but there is a lot of stuff going on and some new things coming out. We're going to talk about all this coming up. First up, I want to talk about this at Show Z. This is the Trumpeteer Transformers. They have 4 different characters: Optimus Prime, Soundwave, Shockwave, and Blitzwing. And these are kits with over 22 movable joints and highly posable. No glue required, but they do have to be assembled. They do not transform, and they look pretty cool. They're about 5 and 5.1, 5.12 inches tall, so they're about deluxe scale. And there's no price yet, but hey, there's movement forward. Next up, I want to pass this deal along to you guys in case anybody's interested. This is the Playmates version of the Classics Voltron, the 16-inch one that was made sort of based off of the Defenders version of the Netflix series. Now, this was kind of an offshoot. Obviously, the Classics one always sells better than whatever new iteration they come up with, but this one here is going to be sold in a box set. Never mind that, kid. This box set here is for the Classics Legendary Voltron. Now this, if you're thinking, was this 3 or 2 years old? Yes, you're right, because I did buy these at retail. At retail, they are about $110 is I think what I paid. I got 2 sets, one to open, one to keep sealed. Now this box set's only going to be $60. It's going to be an all-new production run. It's going to be very limited. You can get it at Walmart.com only, and it's going to be $60. So I'm passing the deal on to you guys. I don't know if the pre-order price for $60 is going to go back to $110 when it's in stock or what's going on with it, but it's a really cool set if you're in on it. And it does come with 5 lions and a bunch of accessories and stuff. Now, the downside to this is it does suffer the panache place problem where the shoulders move as the arms move, so that kind of sucks. It also, the electronics are cool, but the electronics can be a problem down the road. Every time you move it, it seems like it disconnects, and you got to reconnect, and that is annoying. But it really brings into question the fact that they're even making this set. Why is Playmates even part of this again? They canceled the Paladins line. They had this box set at Toys R Us. So I would really hope that they do bring the Paladins line, which is massively large figures, lions that hold figures. Maybe that's going to happen. So we've got this picture of MP52 Starscream, the 2.0, 3.0 Starscream. And it's interesting because it's an actual figure, and you can see all of the paint wear. Now, obviously, this thing has been run through the office over and over and over. So there's going to be paint wear because of all of the flipping around. We're going to talk about that on Friday, too. But with this, they say this is the same designer that designed the original G1. I don't really know if that's true, but Kojin Ono allegedly designed both of these figures, so that's pretty interesting tidbit to kind of promote this upcoming Starscream and the subsequent 12, 15, 20 different versions of the Seeker. So next up, Planet X is making the PX-14B Helios powered Commander, which is a recolor or a repaint of their PX-14 Apollo, and I know that a lot of people really do like this mold. It is a pretty cool looking figure. Here he is kind of scaled down without more of the armor on it, I guess. Actually, I don't know a whole lot about this figure. I know that people kind of school me when I talk about it. But there's the alt mode. It is cool looking. It is one of these things that's going to be available through the TFCon online. And I know for sure you can get it at Chosen Prime. Maybe you can get it some other places. But it does look kind of cool. Next up, we're starting to see the pre-orders pop up for this MT-01 Monocrat Mega Tank. So this thing here, it is going to be a Megatron that looks like a tank. It is 13 inches tall. It is massive. It is beefy. It is $200. And I think this is this company's first foray into any sort of a transforming robot. But here it is in the tank mode. In the tank mode, it looks kind of cool. Kind of wondering, a lot of people were wondering, is this going to be colored as G2? Will it be colored as a G1 Megatron? and then recolored as a G2 Megatron. Who really knows? But it's interesting to see this comes with PVC, ABS, and POM product. I guess it's not going to have any diecast in it. Next up, we've got some more pictures of this Fury model kit from Flames Toys for their Bug Bite. And it looks pretty interesting, and they've already done the Bumblebee, so it's kind of just a repaint kind of thing. But they are showing some pictures of it next to the Generation Selects, and it is sharing all of the same stickers. I guess they're just making them a little bit bigger. So it's kind of interesting how they share these things, I guess. But if you're in for this, it's only 37 bucks, so get in on it. Next up, we have the Fans Hobby MB12B Wheel Blade. Now, you're thinking Wind Blade, or what I used to call her Wing Blade, which was way wrong. But it's Wheel Blade because she turns into a car. So this is just really a remodel of the other one that they made. And it's kind of cool. If you like the other version, you're going to like this version. There's the Headmaster with some sort of interesting pose on the hood. We're about to see some Whitesnake video going on here. But anyway, it is kind of cool. It's up for pre-order pretty soon at Chosen Prime. And you can get this Athena recolor coming up. So it's kind of interesting. We're getting packaging pictures of a recolor of the MP39, so they're calling it MP39 plus spin out, which is interesting. Coming up with some reason to recolor that mold. I do like the mold of the Sunstreaker. We'll talk about that a little more in a second, but the RC picture, it's pretty nice looking. Here they are out of the box. You kind of see all the accessories that each one of them comes with, and that's kind of exciting. It looks good. So this kind of tells you they're another step forward and another step closer to bringing this to life. Now, I know RC's slated for like the very last day of the year, and we should get her either at the very last day of the year or like the 5th of January or something like that, depending on shipping. So it's kind of exciting in that. But someone's already seemed to got this MP39 Plus spin out pictures. This Soundwaves cat has pictures of this, so that's pretty cool. It does look good. Thing looks painted head to toe. I like the mold. I really do like the mold for a lot of reasons, and I'm not even an alt mode kind of guy, and I like what they did in the alt mode. I think that's kind of next level how far they went with all of the accessories and, well, the features per se in the alt mode. It looks really good. It's cool. It's awesome. And yeah, we get it in red, and yeah, who wouldn't want a Lamborghini in red? So MMC's got a lot going on here at this TFCon. I think they always have a lot going on at TFCon. And a lot of it is reissues. So they're reissuing their Jaguar in sort of a clear version. But here's the thing. It's only 60 bucks, which is the right price. After all these crazy price hikes, this thing's only 60 bucks. You can go to ages 3 and up and get it pre-ordered. I believe it's pre-orders up now. But they're the ones that are pushing for it. And the thing is that the other one, the Toon Color one, is still pushing 90 everywhere else. Here it is in its cassette mode, and remember, it's the full-size cassette. This is the full-on figure. I still like the first release that they put out. The Toon release is okay, but I really like the colors of the jet black looking version with the shiny silver. That was the one I liked the most, but if you can't get that for a good price, since it doesn't seem like they're putting that one back out again anytime soon, this is a good option. So MMC is also putting out their Mastermind Creations reformatted R46 Vexo Promenade. Now this is sort of a Batwing that turns into Batman. That's pretty much what it is. If you're interested in this, you can go to the channel Team Reviews. Old Sony over there, really good guy, does a pretty good review of it. Tries to dance around the fact that it's Batman and Batmobile, whatever. It looks good. This is a third-party crossover. I really don't know of any other third-party crossovers that have happened, and they did this one. Anyway, Toy Dojo and Ages 3 and Up are in on this thing. I think you can get it at both those places right now. And here is a really true and blue version of a Batwing. I do like the Batwing. I think it's like one of the coolest ships out there, aside from the Superpowers Bat Helicopter. So we're getting a recolor of Fans Project's Venusaur. It's the Fans Project KA13 Petrol, and this is in a G2 coloration, a G2 color scheme, I think it looks kind of cool. Kind of fun to see a Minosaur that doesn't look like the other 8 Minosaurs we've gotten, which, by the way, I have this exact mold already. And G2, it kind of looks cool. It's going to cost you about $340, and they're going to be individual. So it looks like you go to ages 3 and up, and you buy them on individual card backs, and I'm going to show that here in just a second, but it's kind of cool in a way. Like, it's $55 for each of the limbs, and it's like $120 for the main one for the Motormaster. And if you're in on this, but I kind of feel like they did work really hard to bring us this set, but it's kind of like they're working really hard to put us in a time machine and go back in time when this thing was really popular. Here it is, the packaging for each individual character. It's going to look very G2-ish, G2-esque, and I kind of like that. I'm a packaging buff myself. I keep all of my packaging. I keep as much of my stuff in the packaging sealed as I can, and this looks good. So I want to talk about some mainline chug fun stuff going on right now. Here it is with all this stuff showing up internationally. It seems like pretty much everything we've been talking about starting to show up internationally. I do want to get those Quintessons. I'm kind of excited about that. Here's what I'm finding locally here in the center of the United States of America. We are getting this wave. And I did pass on the RC because I've got it pre-ordered and in a stack somewhere, and it's coming. It's already paid for and all that grand stuff. But the Alicons. Now, for those of you who are like, Mike, why'd you buy 2 Alicons and have a problem with me buying 2 Alicons? You're really going to have a problem when I buy 6. I am going to be in on 3 Quintessons also, and it's funny when people get like triggered that people troop build. Kind of like people getting triggered over people troop building 4 of the Cobra Troopers. But anyway, with this, I am excited for this Alicon that we've got these. I'm excited. Hopefully we get more great things coming from Hasbro. It looks like a lot of the stuff coming from Hasbro is outstanding. Next up, we've got some in-hand pictures of the Generation Selects God Neptune. And this is the packaging and how it comes in the box set. And again, I really like box sets. I would prefer that over having to buy them individually. Just get them all in one shot. And usually you can get a little bit better price. Well, not in this case, but you could get a better price theoretically. Here he is out of the box and fully assembled and looking like Combiner Wars. And yep, that's what it looks like. It looks like Combiner Wars. It looks good. I'm a little concerned about the white of the plastic. It looks a little odd to me. It looks different than I thought. It looks a lot different than I saw this in the pre-production pictures that they showed. Still looks cool though. I mean, I'm not hating on it or anything. It's just I'm shocked about the white and how bright white it is. I thought it was more of kind of a pearlescent type of white, but maybe I was just wrong and remembering it wrong. And we've got more pictures of the new Walmart exclusive Headmasters that are Titan returns, getting remade. It's the most common Titan returns that are flooding the shelves already, and they're getting remade. I still feel like it's a bad idea, but I think the packaging is cool. So when I pick these up for like $5 each on clearance, I'm going to really like it, I guess. And I don't know what I'll do with the first ones I have. But it is kind of cool. It looks great in the package. Guess I can't just show one. I got to kind of show them all. And here's Hardhead, and his package looks good. And again, my hopes were we were going to get actual G1s. I was hoping we were going to get these 4 in G1. Well, actually, these aren't the exact 4, but I was kind of hoping we'd get them. If we get the reissues. Have them fresh and minty in the box. And then what I'd really do is just pull all the parts and accessories off and put them on my existing ones. You know, that would have been fun. I would have done that if they would have let me, but they didn't do that. They gave us Titan returns, which I already have multiples of already, and I think I know most people that collected it did. I've heard from 4 people that said they're excited for this, though, so I don't really want to damper that. Packaging looks cool. So we've got pictures of the next wave and the next wave of Earthrise that's coming. These figures are cool. I'm looking forward to these. I think every one of these is going to be a great release. From the Trollbreaker to the Sunstreaker to the Runamuck or Runabout, whichever one he is. It is a cool line of figures. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited for them. But I'm kind of sad I haven't seen them in my area yet. So we've gotten some more pictures of the upcoming Jazz, and he looks great. for a mainline Jazz, best one made since G1. I will put that on record. Best Jazz made since G1. Again, it's not 100% perfect, but I'd take 85% perfect for a mainline. That's not bad at all. We have this better, more improved Ironhide coming also. Here he is next to Optimus Prime, and again, this looks good. I always feel like the Carbots are just a little bit too short. I would have liked them a little bit taller, but that's a me thing, completely a me thing. But I do want to point out something. So Ton Reviews gets all these figures so early, but every time I see the alt mode, they look gappy compared to the mainline figure, the main release from Hasbro in those photos. And I start to wonder, how early of a pre-production sample is he getting? I know a lot of people question all the people that get these figures so early. This is proof to me these are super pre-production samples before they've actually gone into production, because of the gappiness in this. There's just no way that this is an actual full production run figure, well, unless we see the packaging too. But even with the gaps in the panel lines and the stuff that are in this, it looks amazing. It looks great. Like, this is truly a Porsche. There's no doubting that. The 14 on there, I'm understanding that one of the numbers, the 4 is what it was originally with, and then the 1 is from something else. And they put both of them on there to try to avoid some sort of issue. I don't know. I don't really care. Give me the 14. I'll take it. This runs right into some of the Kingdom stuff that's going on here. And out of all this stuff on this Kingdom picture, I do want to point out something that I forgot all about Warpath. Like, there's been so much stuff going on. Warpath seems to be such old news, I've forgotten about it. But yet it's not here yet. It's funny to me, I guess. Maybe not to anybody else. But anyway, all these figures here look pretty good except for this skull and bones thing that's going to get added on as armor or something. That's some new thing they concocted because there's not enough figures in Beast Wars already. They got to concoct something else. But looks good. Don't forget the Voyager class here. We're going to get the Cyclonus, and we're going to get the Optimal Optimus. This looks good. Optimus Primal, sorry. Optimus Primal. Optimus is a more machine-like, more G1-esque kind of figure. But, yeah, they both look great. I look forward to them. And for the price point, I think we're going to get the $30 worth out of both of these figures. And I really do believe that the way Hasbro's going, everything really does converge around the Voyager scale. And right now, at Walmart, it's like $26 for a Voyager, and that works out. So I'm not going to lie to you, I haven't been to Walgreens for like 6 months. So I guess I might have to enter at Walgreens to get this guy here. But the Walgreens exclusive is starting to sell online. Well, let's just say sell out online. Walgreens is one of those weird things where ordering it online is not a good idea. And you just got to catch it in store, find out what day your Walgreens, get the trucks, and go on in there and get this figure. If you want it, if you're in for this. You know, there's going to be 15 different repaints of this mold, but this does look really good. So transitioning into some Star Wars news, we've got the Walmart exclusive of the Black Series and this carbonized vintage collection stuff showing up. Now, I got myself a couple of the carbonized figures and one of each of, well, I didn't get the clone. I don't really care about the clones. So one of the other versions of these Walmart exclusive Black Series figures, and I was even doubting myself. Like, I dropped $100 buying 2 vintage collection figures and 3 of these figures, $25 a piece, $100, and I went home thinking, am I out of my mind? Am I just out of my mind? Why am I doing this? But then I actually went back later on to get some groceries or something, and they were completely wiped out. Like, I was shocked. Like, I was second guessing if I even need this stuff, and it just got wiped out. I didn't get this beautiful display, this beautiful cardboard display. They were just thrown on a shelf haphazardly. I was lucky I even found them. So Diamond Select is actually making a second figure in the 7-inch line. So if you haven't heard about the Boba Fett, now we're getting the Darth Maul figure. These are actually 7-inch but it was measured to be about 6.5 inches tall for Boba Fett, so I'm guessing 6.5 inches tall for this. I think they'd work fine with your Black Series, but Diamond Select does do a really good job, and I'm really interested in seeing how these stack up to the $30 premium figure that we're going to get with the Boba Fett from Hasbro in the Black Series line. And I kind of like to get my hands on these. These are going to be Disney Store exclusive, so I don't live near a Disney Store. It's an hour and a half away, so I may have to drive to a Disney Store to try to get my hands on one of these just to try them out. But it's still pretty interesting and exciting, and the Diamond Select stuff, from what I hear, it is pretty good quality. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've heard wrong, but it looks good. It's kind of exciting. Okay, so last week I did have this information as a rumor, and it literally turned into fact Monday. It wasn't even a Mando Monday, was it? A Mando Monday? We're getting the Retro Collection Wave 3, and it's going to be the Mandalorian. We're going to get the Mandalorian, Cara Dune, IG-11, Quill, Grief Karga, the Child, Moff Gideon. So let's talk about this for a second. We're getting Mandalorian characters in Retro Collection. Retro Collection, to me, is vintage. And vintage up to 1983. Well, you can say 1985. I truly believe this is a huge waste of an opportunity for actual vintage collection collectors, actual vintage collectors, actual collectors that have been in this game for a long time. I.e., people like myself who like to buy 3 of the figures we like. Minimal. I sometimes buy 5 or 7 of the figures I like. They're targeting these people that might buy 1 of the figures that they like. I think it's a big missed opportunity. See, the other thing on the other end of this, and I could probably make a whole 30-minute video about it, and I might, is the fact that these figures for the Retro Collection should be a continuation of vintage. We're talking about getting this Gargan Dancer, the Yarna Dial Gargan Dancer, or the R1G4 droid. These are things that existed in the original trilogy. We could get them now. What about Uncle Owen or Aunt Beru? Wait, we gotta let other third-party members knock them off or make them up themselves? Yes, fans do the best work, don't they? So there's talks about a Walmart Mandalorian build-up pack for $25. It's supposed to include the Mandalorian and the Child and a pram, and it's supposed to be vintage collection. It's supposed to be released in mid-December. I don't have a good picture of it. Nobody has a picture of it. In fact, I think they even took down the pre-orders for it because I can't find it, but it's kind of interesting that they're doing it, and I'd kind of like to see what this pram looks like versus the Razor Crest version. So we've got 2 more pre-orders for Black Series figures that are sold out on Target.com for the Commander Pyre. And this Commander Pyre is from the Resistance, if you didn't know that. And I think the Resistance line of toys are cool, and I love 5POA still on the card, and I've got a few of these in the Resistance. But if you missed out on the pre-order for that, and the R5P8, which is kind of like R5D4, but with some difference to it, good luck finding it in the stores. Wait, I don't have any trouble finding it in the stores. I just wander in there at 7:59 in the morning and get them right away. I don't think everybody could just be there at 8 in the morning when Target opens and buy what they need. It's really hard to do that this day and age. It kind of sucks. And then with Walmart closing at 10, how am I going to get my half-price Halloween candy at midnight? All joking aside, what do you think about this week's weekly news interview? What else is going on out there that I don't know about? Because I really do want to know. I'd like you to tell me in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and Tiberium Hanger out.